welcome back to my channel. This is Divine Motherhood. Today we're working on the living room. That's the entertainment area. Right now Chad's putting these new shelves together that we got from Walmart. I think they were like $30 a piece. Pretty affordable. But yeah, we got two of them for each side. Right now we have DVDs and stuff in this dresser. It's like a mid-century modern dresser that was left here at the house. And it's served its purpose, but we put a floorboard heater in, and we wanted to have our DVDs more on display so it's easier to look through them. So I had this idea that's more budget friendly. I originally wanted to do like some built-in cabinets, and I wanted to do like some type of fireplace, whether it be electric or even like a wood stove. But budget-wise, we were just like, no, we need heat for this room, but also we want to keep it pretty inexpensive. If we do decide to stay in this house a lot longer, maybe that's something for the future. If not, I feel like this adds value to the house without us kind of overexerting our funds too. So he's taking out all the stuff that's in the dresser right now, and Aqua, the cat, is taking a nap with me on the couch. I don't know if this was one of the days we went and got all the supplies and groceries and stuff, but for whatever reason I was really tired out. So he did most of this portion of the project himself. And I was pretty much the eye, which happens in a lot of our projects. Instead of going and leveling things or using like a laser or anything, he's just like, you stand back and let me know if this looks good so we can just get it done. And that's what we do. I think we got it pretty close. I don't know. I measured for the shelves and for this floating shelf that we got, and it was just a little bit too long to go like directly in between them. But I decided just to do it underneath the two shelves anyway, because we ended up getting the shorter shelves. I was thinking of doing like the 6-foot shelving, and they were only like $10 or $20 more. But for budget reasons, we just chose the shorter shelves, and I'm happy with the way it turned out. And if we would have went with the longer ones, we wouldn't have been able to do this shelf for the TV in between. So then we also got the TV up and realized that the TV stand, or the little like pieces of plastic that holds it up, were too wide. Like it wouldn't sit up on that floating shelf very well. So the next day we went back and got a, what do you call it? Up on the wall, it like holds the TV. I don't know, I can't think of the word right now, but so here I am. This is probably after we got back from the store. We went really early so we could get this project done. And then I started vacuuming up and getting everything clean. But yeah, it was a TV. I don't know why I can't think of the name, but it was our first time ever using one, and Chad said it was pretty easy. I've always like seen that they can be pretty hard to put up, but it didn't take him a whole lot. It didn't give him a lot of hassle. So it even had like a level on it. So, and then we had these like extra black little shelves from, it used to be an entertainment center, and I used it as Conrad's closet. And so I took a couple of those shelves out that we didn't need, and I kept them just in case we'd need them for something else. Turns out it worked well for our DVD player on the side, and then we just put the other one on the other side of the entertainment area so it looked even, and it was able to put like a plant or something up there. So because the DVD player was too wide for that shelf too, but I don't think Lowe's had any other shelf. Like, I think that was the biggest floating shelf, and I didn't want to have any that had the brackets or whatnot. I just didn't want that look, I guess. But yeah, so it turned out well. The kids love it. They think it looks really cool. And they love that they can see the movies now. I still want to make like that spot a little bit more, I don't know, special. We do have like extra tile and stuff. I was thinking maybe putting tile around. But then I'm also like, I don't know about the tile, because that's like more of the kitchen and bathroom thing. I don't know if I want tile in the living room, but I'm just kind of showing you the mess that's going on right now with all of our projects and stuff. But I hung up these picture frames here, and Vivian was outside helping. That piece of trim on top was just extra trim we had. I put it up there to see if I liked it. Chad and the kids said that it looked better without. So we put trim in that corner that he was just doing. And then we put trim in this corner of our bedroom, because see how there's paint on the wallpaper? Just kind of showing you the mess and the extra trim. Yeah, so this is what it looked like. And then I had him hang up that shelf. And then this is another corner that we had paint around the trim, and our trim is all like mismatched. It's very like shabby chic country. But when Chad painted the trim, he kind of got on the wallpaper in a lot of areas. He was just trying to get it done before we sold, and I was pregnant and like the early pregnancy, so I couldn't do all the painting. So anyway, when we found this like spare trim and stuff from the landfill, I was like, oh, we'll just like add it to the trim that we have, so it'll cover up those paint spots, make it look a little more like bulkier and nicer. If we really like had the money and stuff to go in and buy all new trim and make everything really nice, we would, but we don't. So we're making it as best we can. And I'm going to go over that trim that's up on the ceiling was already there when we bought it. It's not even really like trim for that spot, but it looked like the guy put it in with drywall screws. So I'm going to go over and paint those at some point here too, and I think that'll help make it look a little better. But it's a country house. It's out in the countryside and stuff. It's an older house. I don't think like most people that would be looking for home and a land like in the price range would like expect perfection anyway. We obviously don't. But yeah. So this drywall area that we did for the closets, we were just going over. I got this like trim from Lowe's, and then this trim right here is another one we salvaged from the scrapyard. Figured it'll just make the area look a little nicer, cover up some of the drywall screws that we didn't want to finish, and then showing some progress of things being used up, but still a little messy. We're doing some cup of noodles for lunch because it's easy and practical. Vivian's helping me wash these shutters before we paint them. We're just using some white vinegar. There was a little bit of like mildewy look to them. We've had those shutters since Michigan, and they were in the camper for a long time. And then she was helping me wash the tubs in the toilets in all the bathrooms. We started using that black African bar soap, and it's really good for your skin, like especially if you have eczema, but it makes a mess in the shower. So she was helping me with that. I was going to mix these paints so it would lighten up the turquoise and just use up this color, but we opened it up and it was like spongy. I think we left it out in the cold, or it just got too old or something, so we ended up throwing it away, and I just stuck with the regular like seafoam color. I love this color. So I don't know if this is the one I got back in Michigan for our last house. I did one of our rooms and like a little bit in our kitchen, our old kitchen. And then yeah, so I was like, this kind of goes well with my curtains in the bathroom and stuff. And I'm pretty sure those curtains that I used in the bathroom were the curtains I used in my like dining room and stuff that I painted part of the room with this color before. It's like a darker, deeper shade, and there's silk curtains, but for some reason it just like, I don't know, brings out the hues in it really well. And I like that it goes really well with like the white, and even the flooring and stuff in here. So I'm doing that. And then after this, Chad's finishing up the heat. We did like a floorboard heater in our bedroom too. And then Vivian wanted to paint, so I took out a few shelves and those shutters, and I think like a little jewelry box or something that I got from thrifting, and she painted them with the same color. So then there's like little pops of this color of furniture that I put back in my room that kind of tie in our primary bathroom with our primary bedroom. So just kind of showing you where I decided to start painting. I didn't paint the closet door in our bedroom, like my closet door. I painted Chad's closet door just because it's already a part of the kitchen. But I think I want to paint my closet door that looks just like his, white, just so it goes with like the trim and stuff. But I do need to do like white touch-up paint in our room still for some of the trim. But I also think I want to do like a bottom, like half the wall with like some paneling just along the wallpaper walls. But I'm not sure like what paneling I want to use. I think just so it would be like better insulation around our windows for warmth, but then it would like add a little bit of character too. And that was also like something I was thinking of, instead of like tile in our living room, of doing some type of like paneling, whether it be like brick or faux stone or something like that, to help like give character around the TV and stuff. But I don't know. I'm not really sure what our Lowe's has that's like just in stock. I don't know how much money I really want to like put into like a lot of these projects. It was like scrap things that we found or like extra paint that we already had. Right now we're trying to put more of the money and stuff into like the heating elements and that kind of stuff. But this is what it's looking like. It's looking so good. It really just like brightens up the room so much. I've taken a couple soaks so far in our bathroom, and like just being in the bedroom with the brighter colors, it's like so nice. So these are all the furniture pieces that she painted for me. Now I'm just going to go through and get all of the corners and edges. I like using this attachment just because using the regular floor attachment doesn't get in and get those. So like every other time I vacuum, I try to go in with this. first, and then I can go back and use the floor attachment and get a wider range and also get those carpet lines that I like. It definitely has been a lot warmer this winter having carpet throughout our bedrooms and the living room. We just had area rugs last winter and it was a lot breezier. So that's been a huge blessing. We did have, as you can see, we need a new bed really bad. This bed was like stored outside for a brief time, and we've moved it from the guest house to the camper, from the camper to this house. And so along all of that, it's gotten ripped and it's like shredded, but we're just trying to get through until we have money to replace it. But when I put the sheets and stuff on, I usually tuck in where the foam's like coming out so you can't see it as bad. But yeah, it looks pretty bad. And it is. But it works for now. It's something to sleep on. And then this is just our like dog food container. We're just washing it, pulling it out. We had to put all those extra tiles and stuff to the side in there. Well, Chad did. And then I made the cat his own little container, and then we washed out Kingston's little container and put that in. And then all that extra stuff, like our old fish food and these extra bottles and pots and pans, we donated and purged out of our kitchen. So that area looks a lot better. Hoping we'll have a dishwasher to put into that area soon. That's the goal anyway. But yeah, this is a good little donation bunch. So putting extra grout and stuff in there. So we're going to do the countertops soon, I think. The extra countertops where it's peeling up. So now this is like so satisfying watching when I watched it back. They were on the steps for like a week. And I was waiting like all for the next weekend to start. And so I'm really happy. They also are like super nice. It's way easier going up and down the stairs. Like me being pregnant, carrying the baby up and down the stairs. Sometimes he's like wobbly and wiggly. 'Cause he's a 1.5 years. Yeah. So especially when I'm wearing socks, like it's a little slippery, and this makes me feel a lot more safer if I don't have like necessarily something to hold on to at the moment. I don't feel like I'm going to slip as well. But it also just like elevates the stairwell and makes it look so nice and fancy. So we just used regular staples. I'm sure there's special staples you could use. I know there's like these like bars or whatever you can put on the inside of the stairs to make it look even nicer and hold, but we're just budget savvy here. So these I found at Martin's. I believe I showed the price in the last video. I want to say they were like $6 or $7 each, and I used 2 for this stairwell and 2 for the other. But yeah, they worked really well. It threw me off because I could hear snowmobiles outside, like the brop brop noise. We live by snowmobile trails too, so and ATV trails. So you hear those a lot in the winter time. It's pretty cool. But yeah, so here's where they're meeting, and I was just telling them where I think the staples should go. We're trying to figure it out best way. But yeah, you can kind of see the staples. I'd say on the video you can see them more than like actual real life, just because of the flash. And then this rug we've had for probably like 4 or 5 months now, and for whatever reason the rolls in it will not come out, and it started curling up a little bit, and it always slides when our dogs and our kids like come running in and out. So I just told him, let's staple it to the ground and then we can try to like flatten out these rolls because it bugs me. In our flooring here, like, it's not super nice wooden floor. It definitely could use a sanding and stuff, but I don't even know if it's like that great enough to even salvage for that. We stained it just to try to make the flooring look more even, but the dining room area here, this is the old dining room that we extended the kitchen. It's a different type of flooring than in the actual kitchen, like over by the sink. And then it's even a different type of flooring than the new dining room that we made. So it all doesn't really carry out the same anyway. So it'd probably be best just to get all new flooring throughout the whole area. But we ended up tiling a portion of the kitchen because there wasn't even any of the original hardwood. It was like just subfloor. But we figured that's like where our kids would be coming in and out mostly in the summer because we put the slider over there and there's like, we have a pool in the summertime anyway. So tile in that spot would be great just for the weather and pets and kids and stuff. But I didn't want to tile the entire kitchen. So I like the way it looks. And whoever falls in love with this house and wants to continue working on it will probably love it too. I don't know. But yeah, so same here, just figuring out where we want to put it. And yeah, the length of these runners were like pretty dang perfect. So I'm happy. And they were the only, like the last of those specific runners that Martin's had. So I was going to get just like 2 or 3. And then I was like, no, I'm going to get the 4th one. And realized that there was only 4 of those left. They do have a lot of rugs, but it's always random and you never really know. So this specific brand and this price and all that was all that was there. And the color too. So, and I like it with that blue. So yeah, this one we had to finagle just a little bit so that the lip of the rug didn't like kind of curl up and be like a tripping hazard. But I was just like, oh, if we do it under here and then we can scrunch it, it'll be perfect. So that's what we did. Does anybody else get like this need to want to refresh things in the wintertime if you live in like a northern climate? I feel like I've always been that way. Like I want to rearrange or do any type of thing. And it's not just because I'm pregnant now and I'm trying to like nest and get things ready. The cat, Aqua, loved the rugs too. As you can see, he was like, this is my throne. Thank you for doing this for me. But yeah, I feel like I've always been like that. Now we're finally cutting the boards for Juniper's closet. And we did the same for Conrad's. So now I can put all this storage up and it makes my heart happy that it's not on the floor anymore. Because Conrad loves to come into Juniper's nursery when we're like down in the living room during the daytime. So yeah, he likes to come in here and mess with stuff. So now he can't mess with all of that and be all crazy with it. So I'm just moving these over. I'm probably going to go through and organize clothes and stuff a little bit better here soon. I do have a friend who's throwing like a baby sprinkle for me in a week or 2. So I'll probably wait until after that and then do that. This is like that baby lounger cushion that I have. I'm sorry, you can probably hear my kids in the background. They're wild tonight and they're crazy, but I've always said like our house is supposed to be their safe place. So like if they are cooped up at school or whatever, friend's house, and they want to come home and be crazy, like that's their place to be crazy. Within reason, like if they're not being obnoxiously rude about it, like trying to annoy each other, which does happen sometimes, but anyway, that baby lounger, I used one with Veda and she loved it as a baby. Then I got one for Conrad and I saved it. I just like took the case off because it was more boyish and I donated that. And then I ordered this new one for Juniper. And so at the end of the video, you'll see I got the case. I ordered it off Amazon and I put it on and I love it. But yeah, so I put this little organizer on the end and I got things put into place. After the baby shower and stuff, I'm going to organize a little bit more and I'll probably like clean off this stuff a little bit better, like off her shelf and stuff. And then Chad's putting up the curtain rod I got. And those curtains they were in the girls' room in our house in Michigan. And then they were in our bedroom down at the guest house. And we just brought those up and then Chad washed them for me. And so they smell really fresh and clean. But yeah, so then he hung them up and it just made the whole room look a lot nicer and elevated. And his light bulb or whatever, it's like a magnet light bulb. I don't know if it got screwed off from the crib or whatever, but it broke. So that was kind of a bummer. That was a Martin's find. So, but yeah, this is what the nursery looks like after we put a few more things together. And then this is the upstairs. The kids did a decent job cleaning and organizing, but we still had to go through and like move some things around. So Chad helped me with that. I may or may not have had a crying breakdown because I was so tired. And he was too. We had a house showing, I think like the next day. So at this point, we're just trying to get these projects done that we wanted for ourselves, but also to get like the house to a complete spot where like somebody can walk through and decide if they want to buy it or not. So this area, this closet, I have some totes that are empty from where I had Christmas gifts in them, and some of them still have like gifts for some of the kids' birthdays. So I'm trying to organize through those. And then I wanted Chad to add a shelf into this closet. So I figured out the 2 totes I wanted over there for a height to show him like where I wanted the shelf to start so that there's enough space to put like 2 totes underneath it. And now I'm doing the eyeing method, telling him it looks level. So he's doing that. And then I don't know if I really got a video of the closet after I organized it. There's like a shelf higher up to the side there that I put all the paint, and then I ended up putting like other extras along there. But now this is the closet off of Conrad's closet on the other part of the upstairs. So I wanted a shelf here too that we could put extra linens and stuff. So he put that up and that looks a lot better. And then I was able to go and store away some of the totes. I just had him put the tote up so I could see if it would fit. But yeah. And then it kind of helps hide the little patches that we need to patch up. Yeah. It's just crazy to me because the before of these areas, like if you would have seen them, I think I did put some pictures of befores in the video where it was like we're talking about selling and stuff. But I don't know if I got like a lot of the before pictures, if it was just more of the pictures that were online versus the reality of it all. But yeah, it's come a long way. So I try to remember all of that. And the kids love the house. So I guess that's like the most important thing. They go back and forth with like, they'd be happy if we moved closer to water and stuff. Like that's kind of a big factor for us, is like wanting to be closer to water. But we are by a river and stuff, so that's nice. But we like the beach and stuff like that, so that would be cool. So cleaning up Conrad's room, but they're happy here too. Like they've made a lot of good friends and stuff. The bathroom, I still need to fix one of the shelves in the vanity in the bathroom, but the closet with everything stored, and then going through the rest of these totes, which I did get through. And then I came downstairs to help make dinner. We did steak and mushrooms and onions and garlic. I found this little piece of trim. Chad's like at his breaking point of sanity with putting this trim in, but I was like, oh, it's a little spot here. It'll make it look nicer. There's still probably 2 or 3 pieces of trim that we didn't get to before the showing, but that's okay. We'll probably get to them next weekend. But yeah, we are slowly putting this house back together. And this is the after of everything. This was like after the showing. I just used like a curtain to put over, a crib sheet to put over the changing table just to see. After the showing, they weren't interested. They liked it, but it just wasn't what they needed. So, not the right buyers. That's okay. I think it's beautiful. I know somebody will find it beautiful, and until then, we'll just keep putting love into it. But here's the master bathroom. And I was a little bummed. You can kind of see the floor. Like, we mopped everything and cleaned everything. And it's winter, so we had salt and everything out on our porches and stuff. And they wore their boots through the entire house. So we have salt all over our carpets, all over our floors. And I guess like going, because there's 2 houses here, you have to walk down to the guest house. I don't mind, like, and then you have to walk into the basement and stuff in the like mud room and all that. I don't mind shoes being worn through there, but like on our carpets and through the house that we live in and keep heated and everything, it was just kind of like really bummer coming home to that tracked through our house and like vacuuming up chunks of salt so our kids don't eat them when they're playing on the floor. So we may mention that to the realtor. I talked to a couple of my friends and like Chad's mom, and they're like, yeah, that's kind of rude. Like, you'd think the realtor would have them ask them to take it off. But yeah, I guess that's like a wintertime house showing dilemma there. But yeah, this was we picked up and organized out here. It was a mess out here. I don't know if you could see in the video before this or the one before that, but I think there was like one where you could see we had a bunch of stuff stocked in there. And then, yeah, just kind of show the upstairs. And then at the very end of this, I will show the little cover over the baby lounger that we got. Forgot to put these up over that window right there. So we'll probably do that next weekend too. But all in all, it wasn't too bad. I didn't even go upstairs to double check normally I do before we do like a house showing or something, but the girls were like, it's pretty good. And it was. There was like a couple things I probably would have cleaned up a little bit more, but they did pretty good. And Chad hung up those curtains for Vivian. She's had those since like last year. Yeah, in Beta's room. Like, she just threw those like throw blankets on her bed. I probably would have moved those. That cart Chad moved over there for some reason. I probably would have put that back, but that's just like nitpicky small things. I do want to paint these doors too. And put little handles on them. They open and close just fine without handles, but I think it'd just look nicer. And Conrad's room. I didn't have his bed made or anything either, but it's still clean enough. Like, people either want it or they don't, so I gotta finish off that. But this is little gifts. Chad needed new slippers, and I needed new cleaning towels, and I got some for my friends. That's like an anniversary gift for Chad and I. And these Christmas little gifts, they were all 90% off, so they're like 20 cents a piece. And this is the little baby lounger cover I got. You can see it after here. I hope you all have a blessed day, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.